Hey guys, what's up? I got an update for you. Been using Bose for probably about 15 years now. Even though these will lay flat and they will do cardioid mode where you flip one around and go through certain settings so you can get the cardioid sound and move more of your sound forward. I've laid these flat, I've stacked them in stacks of twos. But out of testing and testing for sound, this particular method of standing all four of them, standing them up vertical and coupling them, meaning you want them as close as you can possibly get. And then you want to daisy chain them. And that's when, so I'll give you a quick example. My output will go into the input of sub A. That's the first sub. And the output from that sub will go over to sub B, and sub B will go over to C, and C to D. So the signal will come in to A and transfer all the way over. But as long as the four of them are touching, or as close as you can get them, which should be able to touch, and you group them that way, that's doubling and coupling. What that will basically do is turn one sub or four subs into one sub. They'll work in unison, the signal, the punch. If I turn this on right now and shine the light into the grid so you could see the subs actually move, you would see them moving in perfect unison. And what that does is, because it's called doubling, if I take one sub with 1,000 watts and add a second, that's 2,000 watts. And when I put them together side by side, it's called doubling. It's not doubling the amount of bass, but what it is doing is it's adding more dB to what you already had. So one sub is 134 dB, but two subs coupled could go up to, let's say, 138 or 139 dB. And to the ear, that's a lot. And when they're on the floor and say up against the wall so that they can load more sound off of the wall, you're technically adding another 3 dB. So you could be up to 139, 141. So that's with two. But when you add two more, you're doubling again. So you're adding an additional 3 to 6 dB to what you already had when you had two. And the amount of punch and the kick in the sound is insane. But in this formation only. When I've laid them flat in stacks of twos and then pushed them side by side, they don't hit the same way. When I've used cardioid mode and again put all four subs next to each other, I've laid all four subs flat in a row on the floor. They don't hit, they lose something when they're flat. They don't hit the same. When that cylinder is standing straight up like this and they're coupled, the sound is the absolute best. The punch, they hit everything. Insane. So, if you're a DJ and you have these, let's say you have two, I know that the tradition is put one sub on the left, one sub on the right, and then play around with the polarity so that they don't interfere with each other as much. You're losing. Put them together side by side and couple them. And put them on one side or the other and put your tops on your stands or whatever you need to do. Even with my F1s, when I have my F1s out together, I put my tops on stands and I couple my two subs together like that because they work in unison together and I'm gaining that extra punch, that extra dB on the ground, on the floor. But that's the way to go. Don't put one on your left and one on your right. Jesus Christ, why do you guys even do that? I've had so many friends say, I know everything about sound. And then they do that. And I'm like, whatever. So I digress. I'm going to play a track for you so you guys can hear what they sound like. I'm using a tone match and I'm in the DJ setup mode. The F1 stacks are on channel 1 and my sub 2s are on channel 2. My gain is at 12. My volume for that channel is at 12, and I'm gonna go up to 12 here. My Pioneer RMX 1000 is connected. My EQ is at 12. I'm using a Alpha Recording 6-channel rotary mixer. It's a boutique mixer. Everything is at 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I'm gonna go 12 o'clock on the volume, 12 o'clock on the house. Everything's gonna be set at 12 o'clock. The 4 subs are turned up to 12 o'clock. So that's it for my setup for the sub 2s. Best configuration right there. Try it. Whether you have 2 or 4, try that setup and daisy chain them and couple them and see if you don't hear an immediate increase in bass and punch. Let me see what you say in the comments, people. Later.